Hey, what's going on, everybody? It is Tanya, and today I just want to talk about why people are not talking about this. Why are more people not talking about this? Okay, so one thing is, I want you to understand a lot of this when I'm doing I'll have consultations or calls, and this one in specific, I'm going to tell you a quick story. What's up, Sheik? What's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. It's almost 7 p.m. here in Miami, Florida. And I want to talk to you guys about why are more people not talking about this? The difference between short-term pain and long-term pain, the outcome. And I'm going to explain to you in a second. So if you guys are just joining me, welcome. Let me know where you are coming in from. If you find value in anything that I'm going to say tonight, I just ask that you drop it in the comment below. Let me know what you're valuing in these, and maybe there's some topics that you guys want to hear more about. So today I am going to, oh wow, that's super early. Australia, welcome from Australia. Woo! So maybe I will do calls around this time. I feel like it's more friendly for all time zones. Today I'm going to talk to you about this one thing. I was writing the newsletter. If you guys want newsletter and a free 90-day accountability calendar, you can get that at www.tanyaclover.com/calendar. And I'm about to send this email out. I actually went rollerblading on, I think it was Sunday. I woke up late. I had a lot to do on my plate because Saturday, as I shared in my stories, I was getting my hair done. I fly out to Texas again. What's up, Cash Money Mike? Brother, we got to do a call soon. So Saturday was a day of self-grooming. There's a difference between self-grooming and self-care. I do believe that how we feel better on the outside impacts how we feel on the inside, but self-grooming is not enough to make you feel good on the inside. So Saturday was literally a whole day spiel of self-grooming to look presentable for this wedding that I'm going to this weekend. And yes, I'll share it in my stories, I promise. So I'm trying to multitask efficiently. And I'm I got to meditate. I got to work out. I don't have to. I want to, because one thing you have to realize is you're responsible for the energy and the frequency that you're showing up in your business and in your life every single darn day. And one thing that people don't talk about is there's a difference in pain. Okay, let me explain to you in a second. So we have goals. We have things that we really, really want. Every single day, you are either moving closer to them or you're moving further away. And when you're not showing up for them, that is a long-term pain. It hurts your heart, it hurts your mind, it hurts your body, it hurts your spirit because you're not showing up for it. So you're having to deal with this pain of not showing up. Now you have a short-term pain. What's up, Christina? Girlfriend. So you have this short-term pain, which is doing the darn thing. Okay, I'm getting better on not cursing. So doing the darn thing, which is the temporary pain. I was man, my brain is you can't go out and stop what you're doing to go take care of yourself, because when we take care of ourselves, especially if we have a lot on our plate, we're responsible for a lot of people, places, and things. The thing that we do the most is we put ourselves on the back burner because of that little creepy voice called guilt, right? So that little creepy voice called guilt that blocks our freaking blessings. It's like a little gremlin monster inside of our existence. So every day you decide, you're not going to win today. I'm going to win. I'm in charge of my life. You're not in charge of my life. Literally, you have to have these conversations. So I rollerbladed and I'm wow, in an hour, I combined, so efficiently multitasking, right? So I teach you guys, how do I efficiently multitask? I'm going to listen to, I don't know if it's a good idea, and I'm not going to suggest you go rollerblading and trying to meditate at the same time. It was a little wild for me, I'm not going to lie, but I did it, okay? I'm still alive. Yes, victory, victory. And I've been doing, as I show you guys, Thursday mornings, and now starting to add Sundays in there is for the walking meditations. Christina knows, she came down to Miami. I tried to get her in here, but anyway, it's going to happen this weekend. We're going to do it on Saturday. So we do this walking meditation on the beach, and I'm oh my gosh, I like missed the walking meditation. I needed to sleep. My body was like, no, sister, you're not getting up. You need to like do a lying meditation. So anyway, I officially multitask my blading meditation. I think I'm going to create like a new thing. And then after the meditation, like, wow, my level of energy, my level of feeling like I'm in my power, I'm in my personal power. Have you guys had a moment this week where you might feel like you're either connected to that version of yourself or you're feeling disconnected from that version of yourself? Like, let me know inside of the comment box. Have you had any experiences of feeling connected or disconnected from the highest expression of yourself this week? Like, yes, no, maybe so. Like, what is that? Like, I don't even know what you're talking about. Like, that's okay. Like, get on this roller coaster with me. And so I'm sitting there and I'm just like, whoa, like I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling so connected. And I'm like, I moved through the pain of doing the darn thing because I was thinking about what's on the other side of the temporary pain is a long-term triumph, the long-term victory and feeling proud of myself and feeling like I've achieved something. So now my energy is so charged. I said, bring it on. Whatever life has to offer. I mean, I'm not trying to like, curse myself, but I'm like, I am ready for all things today. I had studying to do. I just hired a new coach. I just showed you she is a badass and I need to step it up, okay? Because I'm dragging my feet right now. And I'm like, oh, time to step it up. And I'm like almost pooped myself how much I put down for the investment. But I was like, okay, next level moves. Yesterday I was disconnected and I chose to reschedule appointments. So yeah. So you regretted it. Okay. Yeah. Always want to show up for ourselves. It occurred to me late last night, I stayed comfortable. Yeah. And as long as you learn how to course correct those things and you learn like you're not going to win today and my only responsibility is winning today and understanding like short-term pain for long-term triumph, achievement, and accomplishments, what's on the other side of this moment of like not wanting to do it, not wanting to show up, versus carrying the weight of the long-term pain and having to feel that throughout the day because you didn't show up for yourself and you broke that promise to yourself and you broke the promise to other people. Because when we're not taking care of ourselves, you're not capable of being able to handle the load that you're responsible for. You can't keep up. I shared this in my stories today with whatever endurance you need to keep up with for yourself. Like I've had a long day today. This morning I was like, got my workout in, I did my rollerblading session. I needed to be outside. I had a really early morning client, so I had to swap my workout time with the client to like make sure we got in, because I do work with like a few different time zones. And so I swapped my morning routine for the first time, and I was like, okay, that's not going to work again. But I still got it in because I blocked it off, and it just reset my day. And I had some really, really heavy sessions today. And these people were relying on me to be fully charged and mentally sharp and completely present. How many of you are going through your day and you're mentally exhausted and you come home to your family or your loved ones and you're emotionally checked out? And then you're projecting your work or whatever you're going through or your exhaustion on the people you love the most. That's what I'm talking about right now. Well, it's also knowing how to discern what type of pain you're experiencing. And also the big part of self-mastery is understanding like what you need and what you want. Is it a laziness and a procrastination, or is it something that you really do need to follow through and you're going to feel a lot better for? In just understanding like, well, what is winning my day? Like, what does winning my day look like? Let me see, like, what is everything that I would love to accomplish today? And what are my priorities? I know working with a lot of high-end achievers is they don't even know what are priorities. Like, what are your priorities and what's the difference between a priority, something that's urgent versus something that's important, and to be able to discern the difference. and knowing like, is it getting you closer to your vision, your passion, your dreams, your goals, your aspirations that God's planted in your heart? Or is it keeping you further away? Are they distractions? Are you are you not able to regulate your negative thoughts and emotions, and that's why you're not where you want to be? Like, even making an investment in hiring a new coach, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I don't have time to like sit here and then do like 4 more hours of studying and to do this and this and this and this. I don't not have time to not invest in myself, to take the business to the next level, to serve more people, to show up as a higher version of myself. I don't not have time to take care of myself because people are dependent on me and I'm being selfish right now. And you have to be selfish in a way where you're taking care of yourself so that you're capable of being able to pour into other people, to be mentally sharp, emotionally, spiritually present, to really serve. And that's why the present is called a gift, right? So if you think of like Favorite by Eleanor Roosevelt and like Kung Fu Panda, shout out to Kung Fu Panda, is like, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. That's why it's called a present, right? Like favorite of all time quotes. I'll probably say that a few times. But so that was just something about like, I don't understand why more people aren't talking about pain versus pain, temporary pain versus long-term pain. And you have to like ask yourself, like, what's on the other side of me not wanting to do this? What's on the other side of me not wanting to show up? What's on the other side of me like breaking my commitments and my promises, first and foremost to myself, and then also to others? Like, how painful is it to disappoint other people, but not other people, but yourself? And there are different ways of measuring like how you're not doing what you need to do in order to give people the best of you versus what's left of you. And only you can do that. And only you can fill up that version of your cup. And so I wanted to talk to you about that stuff today. I want to make sure that I covered everything. And let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Like, drop them in the comment below. Thank you for, throwing your you're not throwing anything, but like dropping your comments in the comment box below. I love when you guys are interactive and have any questions or anything like that. But let me see, because I'm sending out this newsletter tonight and I want to start doing live streams on them as well to share with you guys. If you're not in the email list, make sure you get in it. We're going to be sending out a bunch of really cool things. And the free 90-day accountability calendar, you can get that at www.tanyacoliver.com/calendar. It is a 90-day accountability calendar where you get to, and also I included a video to explain it because I know a lot of people at first were like confused and they're like, we need to hear it, like explain it. So it's like a really cool calendar that we created. I originally created it like over 10 years ago because I needed a way to be honest with myself that I was actually showing up for the things that I said I was showing up for, and to shift my self-doubt into self-belief. And there are so simple ways to do that, and it does require a daily practice. So, oh no, I hope it's saved. I literally wrote a whole email sequence and I think I deleted it. Shoot. All right. Well, we're just going to start all over again with this one, if that's the case. So today, that's what I want to talk to you guys about, is just sharing insight on what's on the other side of temporary pain versus long-term pain of not showing up, not keeping your promises, not keeping your commitments, and how, like, what is it really costing you? What is it costing you to not show up? What is it costing you to break promises to yourself and to others? What is it costing you by not taking care of yourself? And how is that impacting your performance, not only in your business, but also in your relationships? Like your relationship with yourself. How much do you like yourself? How much do you admire yourself? How much do you respect yourself? How much do you appreciate yourself? Remember, what you appreciate will appreciate. What you are depreciating will depreciate. What is your self-dialogue like? Like, how are you grooming? How are you taking care of yourself? Like, how are you showing up today? And if you just focus on today and taking that with you every single day, that's going to lead to some really massive, impactful, like, outcomes in your life and in your business. Exactly. What is it costing me to not show up? What is it really, truly costing me by not showing up? And what is on the other side of temporary, do it anyway, doing the darn thing anyway, and then just measuring, because how we shape shift our beliefs is by going through the experiences. What's up, Paulina? I feel like I haven't talked to him for years, but it's probably been like weeks. So that's my spiel for today. That is the insight. Yeah, the overwhelm can really create that mental paralysis. It's a really big thing, especially for high achievers. And it's funny because, well, it's not funny, but it's funny that everybody thinks they're alone. I did a podcast interview yesterday. I saved it in my stories. And just give me documenting so many things. There were so many things that I was like, I know I'm totally getting off topic right now, but there were so many things in my life that I felt so ashamed of and I felt so humiliated about. And I think social media creates this like perfect picture. And there's like real daily struggles that people go through that we don't talk about. And we think that we're the only one going through it. And something that I had listened to church, which was really helpful. And I felt so free after I received the message. And it was such a gift. And when you allow yourself to receive something, it is a gift. And they were talking about humiliation. And when we allow ourselves to confront the things that we're humiliated about or ashamed about, we realize that what is on the other side of the pain of humiliation is actually triumph and victory and achievement. And so I want to be like, how quickly can I move out of this? How quickly can I get on the other side of this? And when you understand the only way out is through, and only you can do it, only I can do it, and nothing can block my blessings anymore because I'm not ashamed of anything. Everything was my mistake. Everything was because of me. I am the problem. I am the problem, and nobody can have power over me anymore because I admit I am the problem. But that also means I am the solution. And I have to be honest about my problems. I have to be honest about my mistakes. I have to be honest, most importantly, to myself. Most importantly, to myself. I will save this. I will save it. I know you guys keep asking me to save things. I need somebody to like chop all this stuff up because sometimes it takes me a minute to like get to like, like the really powerful stuff when I get on these like tangents. So if anybody wants to like, do some service work, go ahead and send me a message. Yeah. So, and I don't even remember what I say half the time. They just like, I'm just trying to like share these messages with you guys because it's real life. And in the interview, I think like more people are being surprised because I'm being so transparent. And I want to tell you something is like being able to be vulnerable, because I know that I will never expose my clients, but I will and I can expose myself. I feel so free. I've never felt so free in my life, in my heart, and in my spirit, and in my soul, because I'm not allowing my past mistakes or even my current future mistakes to humiliate me. And because when we own up to our shortcomings and to know that as long as we're learning a lesson within them so that we can grow from them, then it's so much better. And I was watching something earlier. It was like, it's so much better to like fall forward and to make mistakes and to be humiliated and to, own those things because you've grown from them. And nobody can take your growth away from you. But so many people are so afraid to be humiliated. They're afraid to make mistakes that they don't grow. And I feel not growing is actually more devastating than having a humiliating experience because I tried at something. Right? And like, how many of you have had a humiliating experience where you've actually grown so much from it? Like, I have completely changed as a human being from some of my most humiliating mistakes. And if you go back and think about it, it really wasn't a mistake because intuitively you knew you shouldn't have done it. You're like, I don't think this is a good idea, T. So I call my little self T. I'm like, girl, I don't think this is a good idea. I'm like, shh, they're not gonna know. Nobody's gonna know. And I'm like, I'm gonna know. I'm gonna have to pay for the consequences of this thing. And then eventually you just get tired of your own BS, or you're like, okay, I'm gonna listen to myself because I trust myself now. So this whole journey was a journey of learning how to trust myself. So really, it was all worth it. And if you go back and you kind of audit those experiences and you self-reflect and you're honest about them and you allow yourself to go back into the pain, because this whole conversation is about pain versus pain, things that people don't talk about. I love these conversations, by the way. So if you guys ever have like something you want to talk about as far as like energy psychology, emotional intelligence, emotional vulnerability, all these things, like I love having these conversations because this, I feel, is such transformational work on such a cellular level that, like I said, I've never felt more free allowing myself to accept my humiliating experiences and to move into my pain and to understand how much growth I had experienced within those moments of like pain. Because remember, on the other side of humiliation and pain is triumph and victory and growth and ascension and like next level upgrades if you learn the lesson within them. If you accept them and you embrace them and you own them and you say, these are mine, and I've learned from them and I've grown from them, and I'm a totally different person because of them. Exactly. And it's like the things too, the embarrassing things. Everybody makes growth seem like it's like this beautiful thing. Have you guys seen the meme of the little kid and like the like what growth work really looks like? And they're in the there was a zip line. The kid's like, okay, I'm excited. No. I'll find it and I'll post it. And he's like, ah, and he's like, ha 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 ha. And he's like, no, ah. And he's like crying, and he's like, that's really like what it is going through that journey. But then I think the biggest thing is you go back and you look in the mirror and you're like, wow, I really love and appreciate myself. Even your past self. I was in a season where I went back, because the whole conversation today, if you guys are just joining, is pain versus pain, temporary pain versus long-term pain. And I remember going back in segments and like, Facebook has those memories of like you 3 years ago, from 5 years ago, and it creates a trigger. I used to totally delete all of those. I would delete them and I was like so ashamed of like who I was during that season. But then I remember what that version of me did to get to who I am today. And she fought for me. She fought for me in the darkest of times. And like, I'm like, wow, like how cool is that chick? How cool is that girl? Like, how amazing that she was in that season of her life and she fought to get to where I am today, right? And if you start to like remember, what you appreciate will appreciate. When you appreciate your past of the things you did that humiliated you the most or created the most pain, and how you got back up in those moments, like that created more value. So when we learn to build, like building self-value and self-worth and self-trust is a journey. It is a daily decisional journey that will add up into the consistency. And how I've been explaining it to a lot of people just made total sense, because I feel like when I see patterns of how I explain certain things, and 99.9% of people like actually get it, is when I'm like, okay, I think I explained it right. That type of work of building self-trust, self-worth, and self-value, which are the core reasons and your level of importance, comes down to putting in your daily repetitions. It's like it's a muscle. So did I put in my reps in today? Did I show up for my mental workout? Did I show up for my physical workout? Did I show up for my emotional workouts? And did I show up for my spiritual workouts? Did I show up for my workouts? And your best is going to be different today than it was yesterday. And your best is going to be different today than it was tomorrow. And the more you put in those reps, the stronger that self-trust is going to be, the stronger your self-worth is going to be, and the stronger your level of importance and value is. And our self-worth will impact our net worth. But before that, our self-worth will impact our network, the people we're attracting, the people that are drawn to our energy because of the way that we carry ourselves, because of our frequency and our energy. So our self-worth will impact our network, and the level of people respect you is based on a direct reflection of the level you respect yourself, you value yourself, the boundaries you put on yourself, the boundaries you put on others, because everything is a mirror reflection of the way that you treat yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, and energetically, spiritually, which will impact your net worth, because we're business owners here. I love talking about business. I love talking about money. And like it all impacts because it's all energy exchange. And it can be like a, mirror, like we use outside forces to impact inside forces. But at the end of the day, like it all comes down to first having to overcome the hump of showing up for yourself, going through the temporary pain of showing up for yourself, surpassing the guilt of like you don't deserve to take care of yourself and you deserve to put yourself last because you're not important. And that's where the guilt comes into placement. It's not about not having time. It's about you don't value your time and you don't value yourself and you don't feel that you're relevant or that you're important enough to be a priority within your own life. And that's what it comes down to. There's so many subconscious layers as to why we move and why we act and why we behave in certain ways. And it's important that you start digging a little bit deeper, because these are forms of self-love. And you can't value yourself and you can't love yourself if you're not taking care of yourself in all realms. Oh, that was so much more than what I had planned to come on here for, but I feel very satisfied on the message, and I never know what's going to come out of my mouth, but I always know that there's a message. So hopefully you guys are going to send it for the newsletter. So if you want to rewatch it, this will be saved. Thank you for the love. Yeah, that was really deep. But that's what this work is about. If you guys ever want to hop on a strategy call, you can click the link in my bio or go to tanyacoliver.com/call for all first-time people that have not been on a call with me before. If you want the 90-day free accountability calendar to get yourself about self-honesty and like to be able to pick up your feet in life and in business, you can get that at tanyacoliver.com/calendar. And the productivity course is available for you as a replay, but you guys did miss the actual live workshop, but all of it is in there and you can get that and access to the Inner Circle membership for about a month as a bonus upgrade. So I love you guys. I'm sending you so many good vibes and great energy, and I hope that you have a blessed up day and that you got value out of today's message. And I will be going live every single day and talking about the things that sometimes you don't hear, but all out of love. All right, guys. Love you guys. Have a blessed night, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Send me a message if you have anything that is heavy on your heart that you would like to be discussed. Bye. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, 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 bye. Sorry, I'm in like all these